Don't eat that! Homeless boy screamed to a Hell's Angel. He was shocked when he found out why. The roar of the motorcycle cut through the alley like thunder, rattling the loose windows and sending pigeons scattering into the gray sky. Beside the dumpster, the boy's stomach twisted with hunger so sharp it made his vision blur. But what he saw in the biker's hand, something half-rotten, something he recognized, jolted him with a fear far stronger than hunger. His heart hammered. Every instinct screamed at once. In that moment, with the world narrowed to a heartbeat, a trembling breath, and that single bite about to happen, his whole life surged up like a warning flare. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the idea that one simple act can change everything, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, because stories like this deserve to be heard. The city had taught the boy how to disappear. He had learned to move like a shadow, to sleep where the streetlights couldn't reach, to count the hours by the ache in his bones. He had learned what hunger does to a mind. It erases names. It dulls memories. It turns days into one long stretch of waiting. What he hadn't learned, even after months drifting from sheltered doorways to abandoned lots, was how quickly danger can hide inside something that looks like a blessing. He remembered the night before, the bitter cold, the man with the plastic bag full of leftovers tossed into the trash behind the diner. He remembered the strange, sweet smell coming from one particular container and the label he could barely read, cleaner, not cream. He had watched someone pour it out by mistake and dump the container anyway. He had left it there, untouched, a poison disguised as food. Now, the biker, leather vest patched with wings and skulls, arms scarred and inked, the kind of presence people cross the street to avoid, fished through the dumpster like he didn't care who saw. The boy saw the container lifted, the lid cracked. He saw the man, enormous and tired, ready to swallow anything to keep moving. Panic rose like fire. Without thinking, without fear for himself, he stumbled forward, the words slamming out of him like a desperate prayer, not elegant, not planned, just raw instinct trying to prevent something terrible. And when the biker froze, when he turned slowly and the alley fell silent, the boy thought he had made the worst mistake of his life. The biker's eyes, though, weren't what the boy expected. They weren't cold. They weren't cruel. They were the eyes of someone who understood hunger, someone who had seen too much and carried it like weight under the ribs. The container fell from his hand, splashing the ground with the cloudy liquid. They stood there in the damp alley air, two strangers bound not by power or fear, but by the thin thread of survival. The biker crouched, studying the mess, then glanced back at the dumpster, at the street, at the boy's thin arms and hollow cheeks. The boy wanted to vanish, but he stayed. Something inside him steadied. Maybe it was the idea that he had saved someone. Maybe it was simply that the biker hadn't yelled. What changed next was not loud. It didn't arrive like a miracle. It crept in slowly, like warmth returning to numb fingers. The biker walked to the bike and came back with a crumpled paper bag and an old thermos. He didn't make a show of it. He didn't pretend to be a hero. He simply placed them down and stepped aside. The boy shook as he opened the bag and saw real food. Not scraps, not trash. He ate as carefully as he could, as though the food might vanish if he rushed. The thermos held coffee that tasted burnt and perfect. The biker said nothing, but the quiet between them filled with something unspoken, something like respect. Over the next days, the boy kept seeing that same bike, that same leather vest, passing through the streets like a storm that never struck him. And then, one evening, as the sky bruised purple and orange, the biker motioned him toward a community center. The boy hesitated, used to doors closing in his face. But the biker had talked to someone there, a woman with tired eyes and steady hands, a warm shower, a clean shirt, a bed that didn't feel like concrete. He learned the biker wasn't some faceless menace, but a man carrying his own shadows, battles, mistakes, regrets, nights sleeping under bridges. He had once eaten something from a trash can that nearly killed him, and he had never forgotten the way strangers looked away. When the boy had shouted in that alley, he hadn't just stopped a bite. He had opened a memory, a debt, a promise the biker had made to himself to be different if he ever got the chance. The days that followed were hard. Healing is not a straight line. The boy fought the urge to run, fought the echo of a life where nobody stayed. He struggled with the weight of trust, with the fear that kindness always had an expiration date. But there were small victories: a full breakfast, a notebook of goals, a pair of shoes that didn't blister his feet. And there were setbacks, nightmares, quiet tears, the feeling that he didn't deserve any of it. Through it all, the biker would show up sometimes, leaning against the wall, drinking coffee, offering a nod that said more than words ever could. The boy began to understand something powerful. Sometimes the people the world calls dangerous are the ones who know best how to offer shelter, because they know what the storm feels like. Slowly, the boy's story rewrote itself. He joined workshops, learned to cook simple meals, started helping newer kids find their way through those same doors. He felt his shoulders square, his gaze lift. One afternoon, standing in the kitchen, stirring a pot for the Center S dinner, he realized he hadn't counted the hours by hunger in weeks. He thought of the alley, the dumpster, the shaking in his voice, and he understood that he had not just saved someone else. He had, in some quiet way, saved himself. If this story has touched your heart, if it reminded you that compassion can arrive in unexpected shapes and leather jackets, please like, share, and subscribe so more people can feel a little less alone. Please leave a comment below about the moment in the story that meant the most to you. By the time the seasons shifted and the air warmed, the boy was no longer the same shadow that had once lived behind dumpsters. The biker still rode through the city, still carried his scars, but now he sometimes stopped to drink coffee on the community center steps, watching others take those first fragile steps toward change. There were no grand speeches, no flashing lights, no miracle headlines, just two lives nudged back toward the light by a single warning shout in a cold alley. And somewhere deep inside, the boy carried a promise of his own: to keep his eyes open, to notice when someone else stood on the edge of a mistake disguised as survival, and to be brave enough to call out even when his voice trembled. Because sometimes it only takes one moment of courage to give the world and ourselves another chance.